Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku. We also had Barbara Gordon. Things with these two were heating up. Dick came to Barbara's apartment to tell her that the Joker died, and the Red Hood is still on the loose. And Barbara, she was a bit surprised. Dick also brought up Jason, since Jason and her were going to go out to lunch. And Jason, he had to, she had to give him a rain check. And she felt bad. But then there's what Dick talked about. I mean, yeah, she likes this guy. Yeah, she talks to him outside of therapy. They go for coffee. They have each other's numbers. They have good chemistry, and they went out for drinks. And that led to a bit of a mistake. She kissed him, and he wanted to kiss her back. The two, they're not supposed to have a relationship inside the group, but she feels like she messed up. That being what she does think. Her, right now, sitting in therapy. As everybody all around her, they are still talking about certain things. Her staring at the empty chair that belongs to Jason. And she's concerned. He hasn't texted her in a few days, and did she mess up that bad? That being on her mind. And we do actually have over with Deku. Deku is sitting in his apartment, and he is still nursing his injuries from Bane. Him and Bane, they got into a bit of a fight. Bane messed him up pretty good, and he got Bane down and on the ground. That is how things went. He won because he knew Bane's weaknesses, explored the information he already knew, and used deadlier methods than before. And that is what gave Deku the advantage. However, right now, we do have where someone does come knocking on the door, and Deku is going to get up from his chair. Him going to somewhat wince, feeling the pain in his ribs. As, whenever he does going to open the door, Ra's al Ghul does stand there. Him seeing Deku's bruised face, asking him if he just so happens to know what he's here for. Hi, Ra's. You claim to have information. I want to know. Personally. Alright, come on in. Ra's al Ghul walking inside. Him gonna walk over by the counter and sit down. Him going to grab the briefcase and ask if this is all the venom he found. It's most of it. Most of it. Yeah. I plan to use some. Call it a bit of an emergency, but I think it'd be good to have in my back pocket. Besides, there's a recipe in there to mass produce some. Sell it on the market, and we can do quite a bit. But then again, if we just keep it inside the league, the Talons, if they try to get venom from Bane, it'll be harder. In fact, I believe wiping Bane off of the board might also be our best protocol. I do not believe so. You don't believe that? Bane challenges the Dark Knight. Keeps him busy. The more of his villains that you wipe off the board, the more time he'll have to try and track you down, Izuku. You do understand that, don't you? I do, Ra's. But listen, right now I do have to ask questions. Why? What does the court hope to achieve? I do not know. I hear that they have a plot, and I am concerned about it. They wish to control Gotham. They already do. They have control and deep pockets in many places, Izuku. The League, we have a challenge. We wish to take down the court. And the court, if they refuse, we are willing to go to war. Hunt them down, track them down, and kill them. Something that Bruce does not do. Alright. So, Take the venom and go. This mirror race is going to stop. Him telling Deku, looking over towards him. He's been having nightmares, hasn't he? Yes. How do you guess? I had them too once as a younger man. They will fade. Less vivid. Less intensity. However, you satiate your bloodlust for Joker, but you still have anger. As long as that anger remains, you will never truly be free. Thanks, Bruce. Love our chats. Hit a nerve? No. Nostalgia is all. That's it. The detective has many things he needs to work on. He also had many things right. Don't be mistaken by that. Ray's going to stand up and explain. They will talk again soon. For now, though, he needs him to be ready and do something. There is something going on, and Talia will be involved. However, Slade, he is also preoccupied dealing with something else. He is dealing with, let's just say, another little problem. One that's above Izuku's pay grade. He needs to be ready, though. They need to steal something down by the docks. He'll keep the bat preoccupied, and Talia should be able to keep his Robin preoccupied. Then again, if that doesn't work, they could call in Rose. She is in Gotham and she's doing something else. He'd hate to pull her away from her task, but he may need to. I understand. Preferably, I'd like to work with Rose. Really? Is my daughter not up to the standard that you have? No. Your daughter, things are strange with her. I see. The way she acts towards you, correct? A little bit. Sometimes I don't know whether or not she wants to kill me or something else, but a lot of the time I see her, she tends to act forward. I see. She is, what's the correct term? She is someone who likes to get things done, do things a certain way. She wishes to continue on my legacy, but she is ignoring her own legacy. Do you understand? I understand a lot, Raish, but don't take this the wrong way. Your daughter is crazy. Boy, I've seen her kill. Of course she's crazy. But that crazy is targeted, aimed, and focused. She can get things done. Yes, she will play with her prey. But whenever the moment comes, she gets serious. She executes them without a second mercy. Do you understand? I do. But her interest in me, that's a worrisome problem. Mainly because I don't want you to kill me. Izuku. If my daughter deemed you worthy, then that means it is not my problem, nor is it my concern. I could care less what you and her do, as long as there is a successor, somebody carry on the Al Ghul name. That is my concern. Deku a bit more surprised. Oh. So... okay. Talia, she's on the board. Right. That's definitely interesting. That being on Deku's mind. And right now we do actually cut to later, where, well, Talia and Rose, the two, they were forced to work together, along with at least a squad of League of Assassin ninjas. And right now they are down at the docks, doing something. There's another set of docks, not the ones that blew up last week, or last month, whatever. Anyways, skipping over that, we currently have Deku, him and the team. All of them, they're waiting on Batman to arrive and show up. And Deku, he actually is a lot more intrigued. Bruce, he's been absent as of late, searching for him. No, maybe Bruce is trying to figure out what to do, how to approach him. If Bruce finds out his public identity and he comes to him in civilian clothing to try and arrest him, Deku can give him up. He can give the identity of the Batman, Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, and even Batwoman. Deku would be too much of a liability. That's an issue for Batman. He wants to talk to his son, try and talk him down, see what he can do there. Raisha's already gotten into his head, poisoned his mind, but Izuku, he could still make things right. Maybe Bruce can make things right, not Batman. That currently being what's on Bruce's mind, as he currently is going to run a few comms check. Him going to report in, asking if Channel 1 is secure, to which he will get a response from Barbara Gordon and Kate, not Cass. Wrong series. Now, right now Barbara will go to give a communication. Yeah, it's clear. She's here. So is Kate, so is Dick, and so is Tim. And Bruce, he does this trying to tell them what to do. Alright, they know what to do. Tim and Dick are on line 2. Barbara and Kate, they are on line 3. Line 1 is him. He'll stay on line 1 and he'll run interference. He'll make sure people don't come in or out. And anyone who currently is inside the warehouse, they need to be taken down. Barbara and Kate, they'll handle the second floor. Tim and Nightwing, they will handle the first floor. He'll make sure no one escapes. And if anyone sees a helicopter, well, call Alfred, because the Batwing will be en route. And it's gonna be a bit risky, but they can't let it escape. The League, they're in Gotham for a reason, and he wants to figure out what's going on with Izuku. That being where Bruce, he does get to cut communications. And we do actually have Kate and Barbara. And Kate does still try to ask, have things been okay? You know, it's still been kind of bad. He still hasn't texted you back? No, I don't know what to say. I mean, do I call him? He didn't show up today for therapy. I'm not sure what to tell you, honestly. I'm not good with this stuff. I know, but I'm just looking for some insight. I did like him, too. So, just date him. Call him, Barbara. I know, but the two currently going onto the rooftop and landing as they do continue. It's just very difficult. It feels like it's not right. I mean, yeah, she agreed and they all said they wouldn't do that. But him and her, their chemistry's good. And Kate still does try to argue. It could be good, yeah, but if he doesn't call her, then move on. I mean, it's not that simple. He's been through shit, and I just don't want to dump him like that. I mean, we're not even dating, and I'm fairly certain that that means I dumped him. If I just move on and ignore him after, I just make a mistake and don't want to talk? It's complicated. That being where right now, Barbara just go bursting into a room. Her throwing batarangs, as there is with somebody, they do go to block one of the batarangs that come flying at them. Them throwing up their own knife and going to dodge. As we do actually where Barbara, she does at least go to stand there with her hands up. And right now, she does get to see the Red Hood. Before expressing to Bruce, she found him. And Deku does go charging forwards, as there actually is Kate. Deku comes charging forwards and grabbing onto Barbara Gordon. The two running back out in the hallway as Deku does go to throw her off of him. Kate going to rush forwards and go to smash Deku in the back of the ribs. Deku feeling pain before going to turn, and he does to send out a punch that sends Kate flying, her smashing backwards and into the wall, her smashing hard and denting into it, before she was going to hit the ground. And she does so wince out in pain, before at least trying to think. Okay, last time she was hit that hard. Okay, ow. That was Bane, right? Venom. Definitely juiced. That being on her mind, as Barbara just going to throw a punch across Deku's face, her smash him across the mask as the Red Hood is going to look back towards her. I'm going to tell Barbara, she thinks that he thinks that she'd be happier that he murdered the Joker. And Barbara is going to freeze. Right, that's what this guy did. As Deku is going to throw his fist out, him going to smash her directly in the gut and tell her, as she's going to kill over in pain. Deku hitting her close to the gunshot wound. He's going to tell her, I'm going to bend down. The two could have worked together. He made sure to torture Joker for what he did. 3 years. That's what he went through. Barbara had one bad day. He had a string of bad days. They're not too different. The moment she realizes that Batman's philosophy isn't good, how about she reaches out to him? Give him the name Oracle, and he'll find her. That being what Barbara does think. He knows that she was the Oracle, and that isn't good. And Kate does get up, her gonna rush in and grab onto Deku, her lunging onto his back and trying to grab towards his helmet. However, Deku, he just gonna grab onto her and smash her into the railing. Barbara gonna get back up, as she's gonna grab towards Deku's leg. Him gonna tumble backwards, smashing into the railing, and going to turn. Him going to grab onto Kate's arm and throw her over him. Singer flying, tumbling down to the first floor. As Dick and Tim, the two, they're trying to battle Talia and Rose. And things aren't going too easy. Dick is being overwhelmed. And he's actually having to use a sword. He's not used to that. I mean, his batons got cut through, and he's lucky these guys, they carry all these weapons on them. So, he's not really having a lot of fun. And then there's Tim. He's not really a combat expert, and he's going up against Rose Wilson. That says quite a bit. But then there's Batman. Right now, the person with the goods try to get out. They have what they need. And if they don't get out of here, Batman will ruin the League's operation. And there is Deku, who, after he went to go throw Kate over his shoulder, smashing down onto a table on the first floor, there was Barbara, who she stared at the Red Hood. Deku going to look towards her, as there is inside of his mask, where part of it is glitching, and he does not going to see through the front of it. He does look through a crack. Him going to bring his hand up, and think. Him going to knock onto the outside of his mask to fix it. Before there's Batman. Batman, he does get send something flying. It going to smash upwards into Deku's right shoulder, as Deku does bring his hand up and grab away at the batarang that Bruce threw at him. And Deku, he does feel the pain. Before he does a turn and going to start blasting out weapons. Him blasting them out towards the shadows. And Bruce, he does at least try to send out another bullet. Or, not another bullet, another batarang. Well, Deku goes to fire another bullet. And Bruce, this time, he actually does go to throw the batarang as it goes flying through the air, as we do cut to inside the gun. Right now the slide goes to move backwards, and the bullet casing goes to eject, it being sent flying into the air. As there is a spring that does go to push the bottom of the metal piece up, making the bullets rise. And there is where one currently does go slide into the chamber. And the hammer, it does get pulled back because Deku squeezed the trigger. It flying through the air. As the moment it does go to exit the barrel, a batarang smashes into it, and the gun explodes in Deku's hand. And Deku, he actually is going to bring his hand up. Him going to feel pain in that hand. Before Bruce, he does gonna fly forwards, grabbing onto Deku with a grappling hook. Deku bringing his hand up and going to actually bring his foot up, smashing it into the railing and trying to hold himself back. Bruce wants to pull him over. He's not going to go over. He's fine here. Deku still staying there. And there actually is where Tim and Nightwing, they see Deku. They see the way that he's fighting. And there is Barbara. Barbara does look up, her reaching for her utility belts, before she does find something. And Deku, he does a turn, hearing her shift. Deku going to look towards her as Barbara shows a smash something up into Deku's mask. Deku going to hear it as the battering beeps and explodes on the side of Deku's red hood mask. Deku actually being sent falling down to the left as he is going to turn to look back at Barbara. And Barbara does see part of his face. Deku going to look towards her with anger. Before he does going to turn and bring the gun up. And Barbara, she just stared down the barrel of a rifle, or the barrel of a gun again. She sees the face of evil. And Deku just stared at Barbara, and with the gun still up. Before Bruce's, grappling hook, it starts to retreat. Deku going to turn and slide it off of his hand, as he does a get up and run. Him going to run outside, as he does hear somebody talk about how they got free. Now's the time to retreat. Get away and get free. That's what they gotta do. And Deku, he does gotta leave. As you do have Batman, who does follow the Red Hood. Him getting into a chase with his former Robin. Now, as that's currently happening over with the Red Hood and Batman, let's go over to somewhere else. Somewhere where a person, they sit there strapped to a chair. And they're scared, confused. They don't really know what to do. However, somebody does come stepping forwards. Them going to look up and see. No, that's not possible. They're supposed to be. This being where the person is going to bring up a gun. Them going to shoot it in the person's face. However, instead of a bullet, there's a fine mist. And the person, they're gonna stare at the clown in front of them, and it's honestly, it's kind of funny. In fact, the person's gonna laugh and laugh. They continue to start laughing until their face turns into an unnatural smile, and it gets stuck that way, unable to be undone. As the clown, they go to bring their hands up. And they are happy with what they've done. Them gonna walk away. Because Mr. J, he's not really that dead, is he? Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.